Greetings, everyone, and welcome. February the 8th, coming at you from inside Ukraine. And finally, I'm here to report some truth that has needed to be said on the presidential level from Zelenskyy and others for years. Today, Zelenskyy declaring, or it's being shared here inside Ukraine, why Russia has invaded Ukraine, why we are hearing the rhetoric coming out of the United States from Donald Trump and others about the rare earth minerals, the reason for this war. And I'm here to tell you guys, for over 3 years now, and that's even leading up to the war, we've actually been hearing a lot of lies about the Russian language and the Russian culture, and we're here to set and to liberate our people. No, that is not what this war is about at all. There is zero truth in that. When it comes down to it, and you're going to hear Zelenskyy say this himself in just 1 minute, this war is about trillions of dollars. It's not about the nonsense of language and culture and business and buildings. It's about destroying Ukraine so that the earth can be consumed by the Russian war machine. It's about energy. It's about nuclear power generation. And yes, there is a future and a hope. There is a future and a hope. Guys, here it is. President Zelenskyy, check this out.
This isn't about tens of billions. This is about trillions of dollars. Do you see why they keep saying they want to take the Zaporizhia region and the entire Donetsk region? They're not just invading because of some nonsense about the Russian language or so-called protection of their people. No, they're after huge amounts of money. We understand how they were heading here, which direction, and what their true goals were. Look, here's energy. Here's manganese ore. Here's titanium. Here's iron. They have seized already 20% of Ukraine's nuclear power generation potential. That's why we're telling the United States, let's make money in this together. We will be happy to make money with those who protect and help us in all of this. Ukraine has the largest uranium reserves in Europe. If this wealth falls into the hands of Russia or Iran or North Korea, they will become significantly richer.
I am, for one, so grateful that President Zelenskyy said those bold things. Yes, please do not misunderstand me. Ukraine has a culture. Ukraine has a language. Ukraine has a beautiful character inside of them that separates them from Russians. They're not Russians. They are a Ukrainian beautiful culture. But you have to separate that from this war. This war has one purpose: money. Not millions, not billions, but trillions. Zelenskyy sharing. This is why the Zaporizhia Oblast. This is why the Donetsk Oblast. And I remind you guys, when you hear Donald Trump and others talk about wanting to deal with these rare earth minerals, you must remember that over 50% of them, according to Zelenskyy, are under Russian occupation right now. So what does that mean? If you want to have a deal for those rare earth minerals, you got to help us kick the invaders out. We'll see what happens on that. As I told on the live stream last night, patience, patience, patience. But Zelenskyy talking directly about how important Zaporizhia, how important Donetsk, and folks, I would add to that, how important, and you will hear more about this, the Dnipropetrovsk region. Russia about 4 kilometers at the closest from being able to cross into the Dnipropetrovsk region, and they are already striking it nonstop with glide bombs and FPV drones. They are going after right now the Dnipropetrovsk region as well. This is why Russia is destroying everything. Zelenskyy said it himself. You heard him. Blah, blah, blah. About what? About the Russian language? It's not about the Russian language, those that are speaking Russian versus Ukrainian. It's not about the Russian culture. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you one logical question today. Wherever you are sitting, standing, watching, walking, driving, listening to this video, whatever country you are from, if you were setting what you think to be your country free and liberating it, would you kill your own people? The answer is no. Would you destroy all of the cities that you're trying to save? The answer is no. And finally today, Zelenskyy says it. It's not about language. It's not about culture. It's about absolute destruction. It is about money. getting access to those rare earth minerals. Guys, these rare earth minerals are the most valuable minerals in the world. We're not talking even about gas reserves and oil reserves. We're talking about minerals that are used in the production of technology and weapons. Zelensky says right now Russia controls 20% of Ukrainian nuclear power production. Think about that for a moment. Russia on a non-stop scorched earth policy. That is why they're using North Korean troops. That is why they are pulling their soldiers out of prisons and hospitals and sending the wounded to the front. They do not care about people. They want every meter of land that they can possibly get before there are any talks of negotiations, before there is any talk of peace. Guys, you just wait and see. Do not listen to anything until after you see results. Zelensky today nailing it. So what does Zelensky do? He says, okay, we tell the USA, let's make a deal. In exchange for security guarantees, in exchange for you helping us to defend against this evil invader, and I would hope in exchange for you assisting us in kicking out the invader. Now, an interesting note here, no real mention of Europe, but that's not surprising because it's Donald Trump who's been talking about the rare earth minerals and building hotels in Odessa. So Zelensky's saying, okay, you want access to these rare earth minerals? Let's go into business together. Great word he used there. Let's go into business together. Let's do great things together with civility and with honor and character. And Zelensky ends that little statement that's so powerful. He says, can you imagine a world where Russia and Iran and North Korea not only have access to all of these rare earth minerals, but control them? Ladies and gentlemen, finally, the truth about this war is out. Unfortunately, Ukraine to this point has lost a ton of land. Beautiful cities razed to the ground. Lost lives by the thousands and thousands. Children who are now orphans. Parents who are now childless. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, as we approach the 3rd year anniversary, and now all of this rhetoric about peace and negotiations, and all of a sudden you start hearing these words about rare earth metals. The truth is finally coming out. Russia, the invading nation, doesn't care about anything but money and resources. Hopefully, the world recognizes that as we move into a season of talks and negotiations and peace plans. Now, let's stick with a victory plan because we cannot allow Russia to have control of these rare earth minerals. Zelensky knows it. We know it. Now, let's help the rest of the world figure it out as well. You guys be blessed and have a good day. Blessings from Ukraine.